Ralghia the Witch, Chapter 3, complete. You are nothing. Ralghia the Witch confronted the thief trapped in the stairwell. "So you thought you could waltz into my castle and carry off my treasures," she snapped. "Who do you think you're dealing with?" The thief gave up trying to free his foot from the stairstep. He looked up at the witch to beg for mercy. There was none. "To think that you actually got this far! I'll have to hide the entrance better," she said. "Now what would be a fitting punishment? I could let you starve to death in this stairwell, but somehow that doesn't seem to be enough. I could disfigure you and let you roam the earth in your ugliness as a warning to others. Please, no! Or I could introduce you to pain, pain that grows with every day and refuses to let even death release you. No, I beg you! The punishment must fit the crime, of course. It's been a long time since I had to choose the right way to kill someone. Please, don't concern yourself with me," the thief begged. "I'm not worth killing. I am nothing." "Ah, you have chosen your fate. You say you are nothing? Very well. You are nothing." In that instant, the thief looked down at himself and discovered that he was nothing. He had no form, he had no body. He wasn't even a ghost, for that would have been something. But he was only a mass of nothingness, conscious only of the fact that he was nothing. Beyond that, he knew nothing, he felt nothing. As a nothing, he was able to move about the witch's castle freely. The stone sentinels and the caged beasts did not attack, for there was nothing to attack. He passed through the treasure rooms where the gold, rubies, and emeralds were piled high, but he took nothing because he was nothing. And with all this wealth in front of them, he felt nothing. When he realized there was nothing for him at the castle, he left. There was nothing else he could do. He floated through the world, hoping, but nothing could satisfy him. Once he even came across a school of women who bathed in the river, but that meant nothing, because he could not touch them, only pass through, and he felt nothing as he looked upon them. And nothing happened to him. He might have tried to feel sorry for himself, but that never happened, for that would have been something, and he was nothing. Months passed, or even years, for he had no way to tell. There was nothing he could do, except watch. He saw people suffer and die. He saw poverty amid great wealth. He saw cruelty and disease, and nothing changed. One day he saw a woman sobbing and her drunken husband standing over her, ready to hit her again. In that instant, the thought came that this had happened before. 100 drunken husbands standing over 100 housewives, and one of them was his own mother, and nothing was done. In that instant, nothing happened to her. He wanted to help her, and because he was nothing, there was nothing to stop him. He reached out to her, and then, with nothing but her courage, she stood to face her husband. "You will never do that to me again," she said. "If you want to destroy yourself, that's fine, but you will not take me down with you. From now on, I stand on my own 2 feet, and you will never hurt anyone." The husband stared, dumbfounded. "What's gotten into you?" he asked. "Oh, nothing." And from that day forward, she found the strength to stand up to her husband, even though she had nothing. Then there was the time he saw a gang of schoolchildren surrounding a much younger boy lying in the mud. From time to time they kicked him, and they taunted him cruelly. At that moment the thought came that this, too, had happened many times before. Back when the thief was a boy, he had seen this and done nothing. But now he was nothing. He reached out to the boy, and in that instant, Nothing happened to him. The boy grabbed at one of the feet kicking him. He pulled, and the older boy went down in the mud. The boy twisted the ankle of the older child, who howled in pain. The other children had never seen this before, and they didn't know what to do. They did nothing. "I have had enough," the young boy said. "I don't want to hurt you, but is this all you understand? Do I have to hurt someone else if that's the only way I don't get hurt myself? Why must things be this way?" Still, he held on tight, twisting the older boy's ankle, because there was nothing else he could do. The older children could only stare, for they had never heard him talk like that. They had never heard any child talk like that. When the boy finally stood, the other children stared at him with a mixture of fear, awe, confusion, and even hatred. He knew that there would be more attacks. There would be more beatings. Nothing had changed, except now he had the words to describe it, and he now had the courage to fight back. Yes, he had the courage. Nothing else mattered. When the boy got home from school, his mother noticed that he had been beaten again. But this time, unlike all the others, he held his head high. "What happened?" she asked in awe. "Nothing, Mother." In another city, the thief came across a man who had given up hope and was about to hang himself. The thief reached out to him, and in that instant, nothing changed. The man, having nothing, had nothing to lose. That gave him hope and purpose, and he put the rope away, never to look at it again. Then there was the woman who stood up to an entire community when she took in a girl who gave birth to a child out of wedlock. Even the girl's family had cast her out, but now she had a home. The woman herself couldn't explain why she did it, or how she found the strength to help when everyone else turned the girl away. It took months, but eventually the girl was able to start a new life in a new town. She embraced the woman who had helped her all this time. "Thank you," she said. "It was nothing." And in another town, a man whose life had been ruined by many years of drinking turned himself around almost overnight. Everyone looked at him with respect, and more importantly, he now respected himself. People asked what his secret was, but he just shrugged. Nothing special. Elsewhere, a father and son reconciled after many years of bitterness between them. "Can you really forgive me?" the son asked. "I hold nothing against you." "Amazing, Father! I was going to say the same thing." They embraced each other, for there was nothing left to say. And so the thief traveled from place to place. Wherever he went, he created a world where nothing matters and nothing changes. A world where nothing can defeat evil, and a world where nothing's sacred. And nothing can be better than that. One day, after many years, he saw a strange woman standing alone and unmoving in an open field. He realized he needed to go to this woman, and as he got closer, he got the feeling that he had seen her before. He didn't know how, though. Surely he'd have remembered a woman like her. Her eyes were black, and the veins that showed through her pale skin were black. Then he realized that she was looking directly at him. "Welcome home," she said. "It's been a long time." And then it all came back to him. "I'm sorry," he said. "Please forgive me for what I've done." "But what have you done? You've done nothing." "Learned nothing, too," Ralghia the witch answered. "In fact, after all these years, I say that you know nothing. I've seen much in my life, but nothing quite like you." She tossed him a bag of gold, and he realized he was able to catch it. It felt heavy in his hands. "Because you were nothing, you became everything. And now that you have become the man you were born to be, use the money wisely to help others do the same. I wish you well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, she said as she disappeared. Nothing happened after that.